Today we're talking weed whackers. So here we have my Black & Decker cordless GrassHog. I bought this in 2003 or 4 and works flawlessly. When I went and bought this, the Black & Decker rep happened to be there on site, and he said to me, well, I asked, I said, so, what's the deal with this battery? Should I just leave it unplugged, let it drain? He goes, nope, leave it plugged in all the time. Are you sure? That goes against everything I've ever been taught. And he says, yep. So he was right. 12, 13 years, this thing has worked flawlessly. Went to use it for the first time this season. It didn't last long, but I was doing some extra work with it, so I figured, okay. And now it just doesn't want to charge up anymore. Yeah. So I actually opened this up already, and I was kind of surprised, and I wasn't paying attention to the fact that it said that it was a sealed lead acid battery. Well, it is. So today I'm going to go through changing out this battery in here and show you some of the nice little pieces on this. First, it's got a little charging stand. I have it. First, it's got this charging stand. It's kind of nice. I just have it hanging up by a little peg. But also, it is removable, that centerpiece, so you could actually just remove the battery pack and charge it on a desk or something, I suppose. And if you look, the battery pack has these two tangs you push, and more on that in a little bit. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to release the battery. There's a tang on each side that you have to press in to remove it, but I only did this once or twice in its ownership because I found it nearly impossible to remove without a little persuasion. So let's see how that goes today. Just the two. And it's coming off. Wasn't too bad. Let's put the head unit aside and grab that. So when I first took this apart, these screws, all 6 of them, were nearly impossible to take out. You got to use a decent screwdriver. You can't use a cheap screwdriver with this, I found. You just pushed it and put a lot of weight on it, and I loosened it until I heard it crack. Well, I put a lot of pressure into it until it cracked. Since I've already had this apart, I don't expect it to give me too much trouble. Now this is a 12 volt 5 amp hour battery, and I've seen them listed anywhere from many places. There used to be a Batteries Plus near me, and it's now gone, but they want as much as $32 to $40. First time buyers get a nice little discount, supposedly 10%. But after reading some of the reviews, I decided to buy it on Amazon, and I settled on a battery that was about 16 bucks. That's the one we're going with today. Also probably will explain why the battery lasted as long as it did, because of that SLA battery. 1, 2. Doesn't want to come out. Here we go. And 2 in the handle. Now you saw that battery's been sitting on the charger for I don't know, a week, and if that didn't fix it, if that wasn't going to solve anything, nothing was. So here we go, and just pull it apart, swing it over, I'm going to pull out this little charging pack right here. That'll help you swing everything out. And here's the battery. I don't know if you could see that, but it's a B&B battery. I didn't find much information on it, but it is a pretty standard battery. So BP12. So kudos to this company and Black & Decker for choosing it, because I'm surprised it lasted that long. Again, they're not your typical batteries. However, I'm pretty happy. I think I paid maybe 90, 100 bucks for this back in the day. And I went through my first spool about, I think it was last season. I did a video replacing the spool. I never ended up posting it due to lack of time. So I'll probably post little spots in the corner there so you can see it. So here's the battery. ExpertPower. Doesn't still too much confidence. Would I have liked a Duracell or something? Yeah, those were close to 40 bucks. And I don't expect to get another 12 years out of this thing, but hey, 15 bucks. That's the other thing. You usually can't return batteries. So if this battery doesn't work out, I can always, it's not a great loss at that point. You know, I'm losing 15 and not, you know, 40. Lowe's stopped carrying these, which is my preferred place to buy things. Home Depot, you can get them, but sometimes, you know, the stock you don't know. So this is, you know, lines up pretty good. Date code on this is 1703, which I assume is maybe the third week in 2017, and we're now in June, beginning of June. And this old battery, all I see is 1 BDW, so I don't know if that means 2001, or maybe somebody knows and can post something in. But that aside, we're going to take off these protective caps here, and I will be recycling the battery for those of you who are curious. Here's the handle. Got a black for negative, red for positive. This must be white because it's probably a fusible link, and fusible links are just as they sound. It's like a fuse. So I'm going to put red to red, black to black, and I'm hoping this has some sort of a charge in it. And these actually, yeah, they're not as secure, so I'm going to grab a pair of pliers and I'm going to just tighten those up a little bit. Got my pliers. I'm just going to give this a little pinch, give it a slightly more solid connection. It's a little better, maybe a little bit more. There we go. That's probably too much. It's also got this little chisel point, it looks like, that makes it hard to pull out once you put it into that little slot. That's much better. It's going to give me a much solid connection, better run times, better charge, and longevity, because when you have bad connections, it causes extra heat, and that's the last thing you want. So I'm going to pop the battery in there. It's good. And now I'm going to get this, put it back in here, and we'll put the cover back on. I'm just going to make sure the mechanism works. Push this forward, pull the trigger, and it does. Now we are going to start with the screws, all 6. I'm going to move this out of the way. Now I expect this battery to have some sort of charge, so the fact that it works well if I first plug it in isn't the test. It's draining the battery completely and then putting it on the charger and hope all goes well. So I probably won't know in a couple days if I forgot to put this on. You have to align the 2 arrows on the battery pack and the piece itself. See if it works. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to sound like. So let's go give it a test. also pull this, spin it 180 degrees, put this guide down so you can trim a little bit on the edges here. Alright, so I'm going to pop this back on the charger. Now I know I said I was going to kill the battery completely, but I just want to make sure lights work as they should. Back on the hook, and it says it's charging. So that's a good sign. Thanks again for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please consider it. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next one.